Yo, what up, y'all? So it's been like 5 years now since eSPi first dropped. Time flies, man, it's crazy. And so yeah, when I first started working on this project, there's so many features I just didn't plan on, so much stuff I didn't account for. It's like, let's say you build a 3-story building. You're only gonna make the foundations deep enough to support those 3 floors, right? So as time went on, I just kept adding more and more floors, and the foundations got kind of shaky. So over the past couple months, I've been hard at work. I took everything I learned from those 5 years and just rebuilt the entire app from scratch. So I'm gonna show you some of the new features that you can expect in the new version of eSPi, which is gonna drop in a couple of weeks. So yeah, let's get into it. So now the app is stereo instead of just mono like it was. So as you can see, you get an extra pan menu under tune and mix, and from there you can use the faders to pan your samples left and right. Now when you right click a pad or hold it down on iOS and Android, you can select if that sample is stereo, mono left, or mono right.
Put your clothes on and get out of here.
Something that many people requested is to have a real waveform editor, and so now we have that. You can use both the old SP1200 style truncating and the waveform editor, they work together. But for longer samples, yeah, it is pretty convenient to have an actual waveform editor. And both the SP style truncating and the waveform editor, they work together, so if you change the start or end point on one, it'll change on the other and vice versa. The app also now detects the key and the BPM of your samples. So if you right click a pad at the top, it'll show the key and the BPM, which of course is gonna be updated if you tune up and down, use the time stretching, whatever. Because yeah, now we have time stretching as well. So if you go under the tune menu, you can use the right arrow to move to time stretching. And so it's like an old school sounding time stretch. It's not the cleanest time stretch, but that's kind of the point when you're using something like eSPi, right? And by combining both the pitch and the time stretching, you can get some pretty grimy textures on your sample. Sounds pretty cool. I created 2 brand new filters, one which emulates the SSM2044 filter that's on the SP on channel 1 and 2. So you get control over the cutoff, the resonance, and the attack. Because on channel 1 and 2 there's a pretty noticeable attack, you know. And the other new filter is based on the Akai S950 filter with attack and decay controls. Sounds pretty good as well in my opinion. So now you can add several effects to the same pad, whereas before you could only have one. And so you can chain the reverb, equalizer, and bit crusher, and I'm definitely gonna add some new effects very soon. So now you can adjust the app's bitrate in the settings, so you can go from 12-bit all the way down to 1 if you want to go real crazy. So now some of the song menus from the SP are implemented. So when you're in song mode and creating your song, you can select a step and make that step repeat X number of times. You can also insert a new step at this point, delete a step, and so on. So that's just much more convenient when you're building out your songs. I'm also working on a built-in tutorial system. So say you're in a menu, you don't really know how to use it, you just press the question mark button in the bottom right, and it'll explain how to use that menu. Also now in all of the multi-modes, you can adjust the gain, the pitch, and the pan separately for each of the multi-pads, you know, which is something you don't have on the SP, but I think it's pretty convenient. And there's still more that I'm not gonna go over, but things like simplified sample menu, so now it's much easier to sample from an external source or a file. But yeah, this update is gonna get the app up to speed and ready for the release of the eSPi MIDI controller. So stay tuned, guys. Peace.